Hello guys, and welcome to our Premier League predictions. This is the first video on the Longacre Lads Podcast. You're going to see quite a few videos ranging from watch-alongs to transfer talk and other stuff like that. And today I'm being joined by my Longacre Lads teammate, Owen. And today we have compiled our Premier League table predictions. And it's not just going to be us two in this video. We are joined by none other than our teammate, Charlie Bates. So now we're going to get straight into it. 20th place. Okay, 20th, Owen. Who have you gone for?
For me, there's only really one team for 20th, and that is AFC Bournemouth. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree. I put AFC Bournemouth 20th.
Not really enough business so far. There's still time. Two signings, really, literally, so far for Bournemouth. Fredericks and Rothwell from Blackburn. Fredericks from West Ham. Now they're linked to Tanganga. They've been linked with him on loan this season. But yeah, not really. Bournemouth need to do more business in the window.
So in the end, me and I both agreed Bournemouth would finish last and get relegated. Let's head over to Charlie and see what he thinks.
Alright, so Premier League predictions. Starting off 20th place, bottom of the table. For me, there's only one club that it can be, to be honest. I'm going to put Fulham, bottom of the table. Haven't seen enough signings as of yet. Obviously, there's still a lot of time for new signings to happen. But I think Mitrovic as well, you got to look, he's been outstanding in the Championship. He broke the record of most goals scored in a season. But I still don't think he's got what it takes for Premier League. So I think Fulham really need to invest in getting someone new, get some fresh players in. But obviously I haven't seen that as of yet. Losing Fabio Carvalho to Liverpool as well. He's a big player for Fulham last season. So I'm going to put Fulham bottom of the table.
So moving on to 19th place. I have gone for Fulham.
I've gone for Forest.
Forest. Interesting. So yeah, I think with Fulham, they got Mitrovic, Wilson, some class players from last season. But I just don't see them surviving. Obviously, we saw them, 2 seasons ago? I thought they were good 2 seasons ago, but I just think, I just don't think they'll survive. What do you think?
19th, I've gone Forest because they've signed some decent players. Niakate from Mainz, Awomni from Union Berlin, Nico Williams, Omar Richards, 2 young fullbacks, which is decent from big clubs as well. Also, Dean Henderson's a really good signing. Of course, Sheffield United a couple of years ago was excellent. The only notable players that have gone out: Figueiredo been released, gone to Hull. The goalkeeper Bryce Sanders gone to Lens. Really weird, but Henderson is obviously the perfect replacement. So, yeah, I think Forest are going to struggle. I don't think they're going to do Brentford in the new season bounce. So I think Forest are coming straight back down. But obviously they're still going to want to sign a couple more and prove me wrong.
So 19th, what have you gone for, Charlie?
All right, so for 19th, obviously getting relegated, I'm going to go for Bournemouth. Again, kind of the same reasons as Fulham. I haven't seen good enough signings. I haven't seen enough signings that I think they need. I don't think they've got the players to stay up in the Prem next season. So for me, Bournemouth 19th.
18th place, I've gone with Fulham. And obviously that means that now all 3 promoted sides are relegated. They've only actually signed one player of note so far, Polinia, but they're in talks with Mana Solomon from Shakhtar. They're in talks with Andres Pereira from Man United. They're also been linked with Diop, Bailly, Leno and Milivojevic recently today as well. So Fulham, good business, but I don't think they're going to have enough. Mitrovic will score 10 plus, but I just think the Premier League is so tough right now that Fulham won't survive. But hopefully they do. But anyway.
So for 18th, I have gone for Forest. And as Owen just talked about, for a long time, they've done good business, brought in Niakate, some good players there. But the same as Owen, and the same as a lot of people, all 3 new sides are probably going to get relegated. Charlie, who have you put 18th?
All right, 18th place. And I've gone for Brentford. I think without Eriksen next season, they're going to really struggle. That creativity in midfield they need. Ivan Toney will be scoring, I don't think he'll be scoring as much. But I don't think they'll have what it takes. So for me, next season, Brentford are 18th.
17th, I've gone with Leeds. They narrowly survived last year. This year, I think they're going to do the same. They brought in some decent players, Sinisterra, Tyler Adams, Rocker, Christensen, Aronson, a couple of them from Jesse Marsh's old club, Salzburg. So, and obviously they have sold Calvin Phillips. Rafinha, we think, will go. But yeah, Leeds, I think, replacement-wise for them two players, I think they've done all right. I think they'll just about survive. But yeah.
So 17th, I have put Southampton. And I mean, what business have they done? Who's they?
Joe Aribo yesterday.
Aribo, yeah, from Rangers.
Yeah.
But when did they finish last in the Premier League?
Well, they finished a bit higher than
a little bit higher,
yeah.
But one player. I mean, Aribo's been good for Rangers, but I don't really see them, doing very well. But they do survive relegation.
Charlie, mate, who's coming 17th?
Right, so 17th, just escaping relegation. I've actually put Forest. I think Nottingham Forest actually going to have a decent season. They're going to stay in the Prem. I think Brennan Johnson is going to have a slow start, obviously adapting to the Premier League, but I think he'll start scoring a lot. And they've got some good signings coming in, like Omar Richards as well. So, yeah, I'm going to say Forest for 17th.
Moving on to 16th, I have gone for Brentford. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people would put them a little bit higher, but I don't know. I just don't see them doing as well as they did last season. I mean, they didn't do great last season, but, they've lost of Christian Eriksen. I know he was only there for the end of the season or half the season. But I think he did, he showed his how good he was. But yeah, I put him 16th.
Yeah, I've gone with Southampton because I think Hasenhüttl knows how to keep them up, and he will do it again. But they haven't really got rid of notable players. It's just the toughness of the Premier League. Like, they're going with the young approach, the money pool system, where they buy young players and then sell them on. It's the same as Brentford. But Joe Aribo's a good signing from Rangers. Bazanu as well, the Man City third goalkeeper, I think they've brought in as well. Bella Kotchap from Bochum, I'm not really knowing too much about him, but that's the deal. And Romeo Lavia from Man City. No players of note, as I said, have gone out, which is good. But they've also been linked with Moussa Dembele of Lyon and Harry Winks of Spurs, so they could still get a couple deals done. But Ward-Prowse is staying, and that's the main thing, so that's why they'll survive.
So, 16th place. Who have you gone for, Charlie?
Right, 16th, I have put Leeds. Now, I think with Leeds losing Rafinha and Calvin Phillips, they're gonna struggle, definitely. I know they're bringing in new players, but I think they're going to struggle like they did last season. I don't think it's going to be a great season for them again, so I'm going to put Leeds 16th.
15th, I've gone with Everton. Now, obviously, they had a poor season last year. This year, they're going to have another poor season. Like, there's nothing to suggest that they're not going to have a poor season. Tarkowski from Burnley is an excellent bit of business. That's the only bit they've done so far. It's an excellent bit of business. And he will definitely improve their defence because he improved Burnley's defence when he went in there. Obviously, Richarlison to Spurs is the only real major sold player. They've been linked with, obviously, a couple of Chelsea loanees, Gilmore and Gallagher. They might get one of them. But Calvert-Lewin's injury prone, and you have to really sign someone who's gonna provide something up front. Rondon's not that at his age now, so they need to sign a striker ideally. But yeah, they'll survive. I'm sure they'll survive, but it's just they're going to struggle at times, 100%.
So for my 15th place, I have gone for Leeds United. Obviously, barely surviving relegation last season. Obviously, as I said previously, they've signed the likes of Sinisterra, who last season, from what I know, was absolutely amazing when he played for Feyenoord, and Tyler Adams from Leipzig. Obviously, they did lose Calvin Phillips and will potentially, most likely, lose Rafinha as well. So, that could be a big blow for them. But still, I still think they'll do better than they did last season. And, yeah, Leeds 15th place.
Charlie, what do you think?
15th place now. It's a tough one, but I've gone with Brighton. Had a great season last season, but I think they're going to go back to how they usually are, their basic sort of ways. I reckon they'll finish 15th, especially if they lose players like Mark Cucurella. I know he was brilliant for Brighton last season. But yeah, I think it'll be sort of another average season for Brighton.
14th, I've gone with Brentford. Now, the reason I don't think Brentford are gonna go down in their second season is because of the formation they play. They play really good five back with wing backs, or it's a three with wing backs, but it's obviously Rico Henry and Sergi Canos, whoever plays there. Maybe Ruislev plays there at right, but I like the system, and I really think it'll be good enough. The defence is questionable. Now, Christopher Gere was a great signing at the start of last season, but this season they've actually, they've signed Aaron Hickey from Bologna, who used to play in the Scottish League, I think, and he could be their new right wing back, which is a good signing, and he did cost quite a bit as well. They're also close to completing 2 deals, one for Thomas Strakosha of Lazio on a free transfer, and also Keane Lewis Potter from Hull for 20 million, which would be a great deal for them. So there's 2 deals there. I think they'll be all right. They haven't really sold. Ericsson obviously gone back, but I think they'll be all right next year, Brentford.
And for my 14th place, I have gone for Everton. Obviously, another team barely surviving relegation last season. I think with the loss, obviously Richarlison was a very good player for them. Obviously now gone to Spurs. I haven't really done much research on Everton, but I put them 14th. Still got Frankie Lampard as manager, and yeah. But Charlie, who have you put 14th?
14th place. I've gone for Everton. Last season was terrible for them, only escaping relegation, but I don't think they're going to have another great season. Lampard, I don't think he's a great manager, not making the great signings that they need to. So for me, another poor season, especially losing Richarlison, another poor season. I'm going to go 14th. 13th,
I've gone with Brighton and Hove Albion. Graham Potter again, knows how to, finish reasonably well in the Premier League. He will stay as Brighton manager. He won't be going, to manage England anytime soon. No signings of note. The only one, Giulio Incisio from Libertad Asuncion. I've no idea the team, but he could be quite promising. But no one really, and no Basuma replacement yet. Obviously, he's out the door, and he's really the only one of note. So they need to ideally sign a midfielder. But I do like the midfielder, Zate and McAllister as well. It's quite solid there. And also, of course, and Wepu as well, who was really good last season. So Brighton, solid mid-table finish. Obviously lower than last year, but again, they're surviving as well. So Cucurella is still there as well.
I have gone for Wolves. They were amazing defensively last season, and we just saw a different Wolves going towards the end of the season there. People will probably think that will carry over. Obviously, at the minute, they're linked with quite a few players, like Nunes from Sporting. So yeah, I'm not really sure, how they're going to do.
Charlie, who's coming 13th, mate?
So, 13th place. I've gone for a controversial one. I picked Southampton. James Ward-Prowse signed a new contract with them. He's not leaving. And I think they're going to have a shock season. If we come back to this at the end of the season, I think Southampton would have done quite well. Even though they haven't made many signings, I'm going for Southampton 13th.
12th place. I've gone for Crystal Palace. Now, there wasn't much reasoning behind this one. They weren't my first team I put on the table. It's just kind of the last one I had to fill in. But, Zaha last season, he scored quite a few goals for them. And I think he was one of their main players. You got Elise as well, very young and very good at that age. And I think he'd be very exciting for Crystal Palace if he plays a lot next season.
I've gone for Palace in 12th as well. I agree with Zach on this one. I think Vieira's style of football is really good for the Premier League, and the way that they play is actually quite good to watch, which is a change for Palace. They brought in, of note, a couple players. Sam Johnston as a goalkeeper. I'm not sure who will play number 1, him or Guaita. They've just signed, at this moment in time, actually, Czech Decore from Lens for about 18 million quid, central midfielder. I like the signing because, obviously, it's kind of a Conor Gallagher replacement. And they've also signed Ebelwi from Derby. Let me just do it again. They've also signed Malcolm Eberway from Derby and the youngster, so that's a good signing. No one of note really leaving as well, which is good. So Palace, I think, with Eze and Edouard and Zaha and Elise, will still comfortably finish mid-table next year, and there's no real threat of relegation for me.
So let's see, Charlie, have you gone for Crystal Palace as well? Who is your 12th place?
All right, 12th place now. I put Wolves. Main reason, I know they had a decent season last time out, finishing 8th, just outside of Europe. I think their squad depth isn't good enough. They've only got one striker, Raul Jimenez. He hasn't been the same since his injury. Not making many signings. So for me, it's going to be an average season for Wolves. I'm going to say 12.
Moving on now to 11th place. And I have gone for Aston Villa. Now, I think last season they finished 14th, or maybe a little bit higher than that. They've made some good signings like Camara from Marseille, Carlos, who obviously played in the Liga last year. Obviously still have Coutinho as well, who was absolutely amazing last season, along with Steven Gerrard, still as their manager. So yeah, I think they're going to place 11th. Owen, who have you gone for?
In 11th, I've gone with Aston Villa as well, so again, we're same on that one.
Another one.
Deals in Coutinho on a permanent, great signing, Kamara, Diego Carlos, Robin Olsen from Roma. Obviously, Matt Targett went to Newcastle. Trezeguet's gone to Turkey, so Villa, obviously Gerrard was on about, they should be finishing well higher than where they finished last year. I think they will finish a bit higher, but then again, I still think they'll finish in the bottom half, just 11th place for me. Charlie, what do you think?
All right, 11th place. I'm going for the consistent team, Crystal Palace. Every season they finish 12th, 13th, 14th, form 11th, it seems. I'm going to put them 11th. No particular reason. I think Zaha will have another good season. I think they'll gel together quite well under Vieira again. So, for me, Palace are 11th.
So now, guys, we're down to the top 10. And Owen, you start. Who have you gone for?
In 10th, I've gone with Wolves. Now, a lot of people are saying that Wolves will finish in the bottom half, but I don't agree with this. They're saying, the form from last season at the end is going to carry into this season, but I don't agree with that. They haven't brought in anyone yet, but they've been linked with Mateus Nunes from Sporting, also Almeida, the right back from Sporting, and also Paul Anachu from Genk. Saiss has left. They've gone to, I think, Besiktas. The only real notable one is Markel, who was a left back who got released at the end of the season. So they haven't really got rid of anyone at note. They just haven't signed anyone yet. But I still think that they'll come 10th. Traore back as well. Trinkel's gone back to Barca, so it's kind of a swap there.
So, my 10th place, I have gone for Brighton. Now, I think last season they did a lot better than people expected. And now, one signing they have made that I think people have known about for quite a while, that I don't think Owen mentioned, was Undav, who had an absolutely quality season playing in the Belgium League. And I think I don't know what happened, but I think he got signed and went on loan or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, he was absolutely amazing. I think up top, he could be what they're looking for alongside Trossard and whoever else they have.
Mope.
Yeah. So yeah, I put Brighton 10th. Charlie, who have you gone for in 10th place?
All right, 10th place now, and I put Villa. Good team, they make good signings. Coutinho on a permanent, Diego Carlos, great signings. However, still don't think they've got what it takes yet to just break into Europe. I think the teams in the top half are too good for Villa at the moment. They're not consistent enough. But in a few seasons, I reckon they'll be challenging for Europe again. So for me, I'm going to put Villa mid-table. 10th.
9th, I've gone with Leicester. Now, they've been the quietest out of all the teams in the window. They haven't done anything. No one out, no one in. Obviously, I think Vardy's probably done now. So Patterson Daka for me is that number 9 this season for them. And yeah, I think 9th for them is probably an okay season. Like last year, they underachieved, but the Premier League's tough. You're not going to finish just outside the top 4, of the big 6, every single season. So I think bottom of the top half is where Leicester should be aiming for. So 9th for me.
And for me, 9th place, I've also gone for Leicester City. Just like Owen said, not really, they've been quite quiet in the transfer market, and 2 seasons ago they were fighting for Champions League football. I'm pretty sure they lost it at the last game, I think. But let's see what they do this season.
Charlie, who do you think's coming ninth?
Ninth place now, getting into the top half. I've put Leicester. I don't think Leicester are going to have another great season. Last season wasn't very good for them. Done well in the Conference League, but I'm going to put them ninth. I think they'll do okay, nothing special. Once again, need more signings. But yeah, I'm going to put them ninth.
Right, in eighth, I've gone with Newcastle. They signed Pope, Target and Botman, which to me, to add to what they had at the end of last season, is 100% top half finish. There's only a couple that have gone out on loan, Woodman to Preston, Hayden to Norwich. So, Newcastle for me will come eighth. They won't push top 6 yet, but, eighth. I know literally 95% of Newcastle fans will be happy with eighth. So, yeah, it'll be a good season for them. And obviously we know what fortress St James's will be next year. So, yeah, I think the fans will definitely play a part in that.
Obviously, a team with a lot of money now, but it will take them many, many seasons to get to the big six.
Sven Botman.
Sven Botman, there you go. A very good centre back when he played for Lille. Charlie, who have you gone for?
All right, eighth place now, and I've gone for Newcastle. New owners, new ambitions. Last season, we saw, I think, if the season was played from when Newcastle's new owners took over, I think they would have finished second in the league, I think it was. So they're definitely going to be up there fighting for Europe this season. I don't think they'll have what it takes yet unless they make more signings. But they're definitely going to be up there and definitely challenging for it. So 8th place, I've got Newcastle.
Okay, so 7th place, I have gone for Manchester United.
I've gone for West Ham.
Okay. But yeah.
How have you gone for West Ham above Man U? Never mind.
Manchester United. Okay. Lost Ronaldo. Not yet, but most likely. He said he wants to leave. They've wanted loads of these signings. De Jong. Who else? What's his name? The left back they've signed. Malacia and Ericsson. Are the only two people they've signed. Yes, Ericsson is probably someone they need. A creative midfielder, quality player. But, De Jong, it doesn't look like they're going to get De Jong. And I just think they're a little bit behind the power curve. No Ronaldo this season, who I think, where did they finish? 6th last season.
Yeah.
And I think he was the main part. They got 6th. And that's, So, yeah. For me, 7th place, Manchester United.
I've gone with West Ham in 7th. They've signed Aguard, Areola, Flynn Downs is ex-Ipswich, so we won't talk about him. But yeah, they've signed a couple, and obviously Noble and Fredericks and Yarmolenko and David Martin all released at the end of the season, out of contract. West Ham, they're going to have a good season again. They're going to have literally the season that they've had the last 2 years. I think Lingard won't end up at West Ham. And also I think Danjuma rejected West Ham in the last couple of days as well. So I think West Ham will come 7th, Bowen, Antonio. Yeah, they'll have a good season. Charlie, who have you got in 7th place?
7th place now, and I've gone for my team, West Ham United. I think we're going to do all right. I think if we make more signings, we're definitely going to be pushing more for Europe. I think a lot of our focus will go towards the Conference League more. And I think winning that obviously will guarantee us Europa League for next season. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I can see us finishing 7th and focusing more on Conference League. So, 7th place, West Ham United.
Moving on swiftly, 6th place, I have gone for West Ham. Like Owen just said, made a few signings. Areola permanent now. Pretty good keeper. Along obviously Fabianski as well. Two good keepers that West Ham have got there. But I don't think that's going to be what gets them 6th place. David Moyes has just transformed that team over the last 2-3 seasons. So, I'm excited to see what they have. And for 6th, for me, it's West Ham. Owen, who have you gone for?
Manchester United. One signing, Malacia. Now, I actually want him to be their first choice left back because I think Luke Shaw and Ten Hag don't go well together. I don't know. Obviously, a load of players out, notable players: Matic, Cavani, Pogba, Lingard, Mata, Dean Henderson on loan. But I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United sign literally only one more player from now until the end of the season because they're not a massive attraction being in the Europa League. To what they would be in the Champions League. So, no surprise there. I expect them to finish exactly where they finished last year, and that's 6th place. So,
Charlie, do you agree with us? Who have you gone for in 6th place?
Right, 6th place. I've got Manchester United, obviously, where they finished last season. Now, I know Ten Hag is coming in, obviously, as new United manager, but I still don't see United pushing for the Champions League much. I don't think their team's as motivated. I could be dead wrong in saying that, but I think if they lose Cristiano Ronaldo, next season's not going to be very good for them. So I put Manchester United 6th.
In 5th, I've gone with Arsenal. Have you gone with Arsenal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arsenal as well.
What do you think about Jesus, Vieira?
Jesus last season scored goals for Manchester City, but they didn't really have anyone else contesting for the striker role. Obviously now Haaland's filling that role, but I think it's it's a good signing, and obviously my team Spurs were also linked with getting Jesus, but I think he'll definitely score them goals and improve alongside Saka and Smith Rowe. I definitely think they'll do well, and that's why I put them 5th.
Arsenal, I think, will finish 5th. They just missed out, like last year. So yeah.
Charlie, 5th place. Who have you gone for?
Okay, 5th place now, and I've put Arsenal. Like last season, I think they're going to have a decent season, but I still don't think they're going to have what it takes for Champions League just yet. Obviously, I know they signed Gabriel Jesus, huge signing for Arsenal. I think he's going to do really well, but I just think they're going to miss out on that top 4 Champions League spot. So I'm putting Arsenal 5th.
In 4th, I've gone with
Chelsea.
Tottenham.
No, Chelsea. Chelsea lost a few key players as well. Christensen to Barcelona. Rudiger, a very key player for them last season, to Real Madrid.
Yep.
Also,
They could still lose Alonso and Azpilicueta.
Yeah, as well, yeah. And Lukaku didn't really do anything anyway, but he's gone. Ziyech as well, linked with AC Milan. That's another one there. But you can't take away that they have got Sterling now, and any other signings they've made?
Chelsea, any other signings? Are linked with Rafinha. Looks like Barcelona might get in just before Chelsea there on that one. But then again, that's literally it. Sterling. Not official yet, but yeah, very close to being.
But just because of their situation and some of the key players they've lost, I've put Chelsea 4th place.
Tottenham 4th, Richarlison, Basuma and Longacre in, Perisic as well. These are good signings to try and, let's be honest, improve Spurs, implement their place in the top 4, but also, if you can, push towards the top 2 as best as you can. But I don't think they will this year. I think they'll finish 4th. I think they'll get in the top 4, and that's it really.
Charlie, do you agree with one of us? What do you think?
All right, 4th place now, Champions League spot. I've put Tottenham. Now Tottenham, obviously, Champions League last season, great way to do it. And I think they're going to secure that Champions League spot again. I think they'll get it by a bit of a landslide as well. Their players, Kane and Son, we know their link up is absolutely brilliant. Made some good sign as well. Richarlison, not really sure where he's going to fit in that team, but quite excited to see him playing that and in that team under Conte. So yeah, up at Tottenham 4th.
Now the top 3. In 3rd place, I have gone for none other than my club, Tottenham Hotspur. Last season for Spurs, had Nuno at the start of the season. Started off well, then we lost horrific 3-0 losses in a row, But I think now Conte has a full season, and I think with the signings like Basuma and Ivan Perisic, obviously played under Antonio Conte for Inter Milan and is a world-class player. I think we could definitely push for third. That's why I put Tottenham in third place. Owen, who have you gone for in third place?
I've gone with Chelsea. Sterling's a good upgrade on the wingers that they've got. I think they won't get a world-class centre-back, but I think, the team they've got, even without Lukaku, play Havertz up front, maybe play Broja up front, still gives them something, so they'll come third. I think they'll come above Spurs, but only just.
Charlie, third place, who have you put?
Alright, on to the top three now. Controversial one that I've put here, and this might come back to bite me, but I've put Liverpool third. I know they've signed Darwin Núñez for 80 million, I know it is. Good signing, but I don't think it's who they should be signing for 80 million. And I think they're not going to do as well as they did last season. So yeah, I've put Liverpool third.
Now, moving on to second place. Owen, who have you gone for?
I've gone with Liverpool.
Yeah, same. Liverpool, second
they've
place.
signed Darwin Núñez for good money from Benfica. Just miss out on Man City, who have too much firepower over the course of 38 games. So
Second place. We both agree on Liverpool. Charlie, you agree as well?
Alright, second place, Chelsea. Their signing has just said, as the time of recording, Raheem Sterling possibly on his way to Chelsea, and it looked very likely. Great signing for the Blues. Obviously, they're linked with Cristiano Ronaldo as well. If that happens, I'm saying they're going to be contending for the title again, and that's obviously what Ronaldo wants. So, yeah, I'm going to put Chelsea second for that reason.
And now, guys, what you've all been waiting for, well, probably no one, because you know who it is. Manchester City.
yeah, I guarantee you about 92% of football fans will think Man City will win the league this year, and literally about 75-80% of them is because of the fact they've signed Haaland. So, yeah, they'll finish first without a doubt. I have no doubt about that. There's no way they can't finish first, I think. So, Haaland, Calvin Phillips, they're going to probably go in for Cucurella as well, because they have time. They've still got like a month to go, obviously. We've got until the 1st of September, I think, so that's over a month. There's so much time left on this. There's so many deals going to happen, and this could all change. But yeah, Man City, they won't change. They're staying top.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Erling Haaland, world-class striker, so young, great signing. Along with Julian Alvarez as well, played for River Plate last season. Once again, another good signing with Calvin Phillips as well. And also, a little bit of an underrated one, Ortega. I've forgotten who he played for last season, but he played in the Bundesliga.
Bielefeld?
Yeah, that's it. He was a very, very good keeper. I've seen some highlights of him, and I think that's a very good signing for Man City. Excited to see what he has to offer for Manchester City. But yeah, no doubt, Manchester City are finishing first and once again winning the Premier League. Charlie, I'm guessing you've gone for the same. Let's see. So
finally, the league winners. It's the obvious team that we're all probably going to go for. Manchester City. They are just absolutely fantastic. Last season, they deserved the league title. Players like Kevin De Bruyne, it's fantastic. Brought in Erling Haaland for next season. I think he's going to have an incredible season. Calvin Phillips as well, great signing. Although they've lost players like Jesus, I still think they're going to be all right. And yeah, I think it's going to be another easy win for Manchester City.
Right, there's 5 special kind of things that we need to decide on who we think is going to win them. So first of all, Golden Boot. Hopefully we agree on this one. Erling Haaland.
No, I've gone for Son again. I've gone for Son. Now it might be a bit biased because I'm a Spurs fan, but I just don't see Erling Haaland coming in on his first season and getting upwards of 23, 24 goals. I know the team surrounding him, obviously De Bruyne, he's got an amazing team, Europe's best, if I must say. But yeah, I just don't see him on his first season scoring that many goals. I think Heung-min Son, last season he scored 23 goals. I reckon, especially with the upgraded Spurs team and a full season with Conte, I think that he will win the Golden Boots. But Charlie, do you agree with one of us? Who have you gone for?
All right, so top goal scorer. It's a tough one. Obviously, Son won it last season. I don't think he's going to win it this season. I think I'm going to put Harry Kane up there. I think he's going to get back to his best form. And I also think Erling Haaland's going to be up there competing as well. But no, for me, I'm going to go for Harry Kane. Proper bagsman.
Now, the Playmaker Award. Who's going to win it, Owen?
Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin De Bruyne,
of course. Most assists, no brainer really. Could be Son or Kane.
It could be. I'd back Kane to be up there, but I have also gone with Kevin De Bruyne. Charlie, what did you put?
All right, top assister. For me, it's only one man, Kevin De Bruyne. If he doesn't get injured and he plays the full season, it's 100% De Bruyne. He's another one who could be contending for top goal scorer. But yeah, his passing, his playmaking, everything about De Bruyne I love. He is a fantastic player. One of the best, if not the best midfielder in the world currently. So yeah, for me, it's got to be Kevin De Bruyne.
Goalkeeper, so Golden Glove. I've gone with Edison.
Oh, wow. I've gone for Alisson. What is there more to say? Last season, absolutely incredible. Best keeper in the Premier League. Yeah, no doubt he will do it again this season. Why have you put Edison?
Just because I didn't really think any other goalkeeper would win the Golden Glove.
You just forgot Alisson.
No, I went with Edison because most clean sheets, that's really it.
Oh yeah, they got joint, didn't they? They got joint. Charlie, what did you put?
Golden Glove. Now, you may think it's got bias because I'm a West Ham fan. However, I'm going to go for Alphonse Areola. I think he is an outstanding keeper. Some of the saves he made for us last season were so crucial in the games we played, and especially in Europe. I know there's a little bit of bias there, but it's boring, I think, to say Alisson, Edison, the normal players. Let's be different. So, Golden Glove next season, I'll give it to Alphonse Areola.
Young Player of the Year.
Yes.
I've gone with Saka of Arsenal because he's a great player. Who have you gone for?
Probably a bit boring, but I've gone for Phil Foden. Won it last year. I think he's an outstanding player at that age, and I think that he has a lot of potential, a lot of potential, and I think he will win the Young Player of the Year award this season. Charlie, who is your Young Player of the Year?
All right, so Young Player of the Season. I've gone for Sven Botman, Newcastle's new centre back. I think he's a brilliant signing for Newcastle. I think he's going to do really well in his first season. I hope he does do well, to be honest. But I think he's going to be the star of the show. Interesting one, but yeah, for me, Young Player Season, Sven Botman.
This is one that we like to throw in as well. So we do surprise package. So the team that we think is going to overachieve or just have a really good season in general. So I've gone with Brentford because I think they won't go down second season and they'll stay up, which Sheffield United didn't. Leeds almost got sucked into it last year. So I think it'll be Brentford.
For me, I've probably a team that no one would really talk about overachieving, but I've gone with Aston Villa. I just think under Steven Gerrard, with the signings they made, especially Coutinho, that man is something different. But I think they're definitely a team I could see overachieving this season, especially with the players they've signed and how they played last season. But Charlie, who have you gone for?
Right, surprise team of the season. I think everyone's undermining them a lot. Southampton. Going to finish a lot higher, I think, where people predicting Southampton to get relegated. But I don't think so. I think they're going to be a surprise team. Watch out for Southampton next season. We'll see what happens with them.
So guys, thank you so much for watching our first video, and we hope to see you again soon. 5th of August is our first watch along, Crystal Palace versus Arsenal. Be there. 5th of August, 7:45, we'll be starting our live stream to watch the opening game of the new Premier League season. Thank you, Owen, for joining me for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Charlie, as well, for participating in this video. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.